behind Ernie's Beach, you've got Gabriel's Wharf, some nice designer shops, bars and restaurants in there. Now on the left-hand side, guys, we've got a white ship there, the Wellington. The Wellington saw active duty in World War II. She would masquerade as a merchant ship. The German U-boats would surface. They didn't want to waste a torpedo on a merchant ship, so they left her alone. She then dropped her disguise, opened up her guns and blasted away at them. Now coming up on the right-hand side again, guys, we have got a red brick building there, and if you look at the top there's a tower and it looks like it says OXO, doesn't it? And we call it the OXO Tower, but legally it says nothing at all. Now OXO is a famous gravy company here in the UK. They moved into that building in the 1930s and they got taken straight to court because the River Thames is a royal highway, it's illegal to advertise. So they hired a very clever lawyer and he said to the judge, no, it doesn't say anything at all. We randomly ordered 3 geometric shapes. They arrived 2 noughts and a cross and we randomly put them up. Yeah, right. Can we believe that? The judge did go. What a silly judge. It is said the judge never worked again because he became a bit of a laughing stock. So, OXO no longer live there though, guys. That is now home to the Harvey Nichols restaurant at the top. But thanks to the Coin Street community, every single apartment in that building is social affordable housing for the local residents of Lambeth and Southwark. Not much of that left on the river, guys. Now, you might want to get your cameras ready, guys. Forward and left. You've got the fantastic St Paul's Cathedral, the world's second largest dome cathedral, second only to St Peter's in the Vatican. Designed of course by Sir Christopher Wren, completed in 1711. This is the 5th version of St Paul's. The 4th version burnt down in the Great Fire of 1666 and it had been the tallest building in the world at the time. This version stands 365 feet tall, 1 foot for every day of the year, because Sir Christopher was very religious. He said we should worship every single day of the year, not just Christmas and Easter. Now 2 bridges coming up, guys, Blackfriars, the road bridge, and Blackfriars Railway Bridge. There used to be a monastery on the left-hand side, the monks, or friars as they were known. They wore long black cloaks and that's where the name came from. So look at the columns on this first road bridge and you will see they resemble church pulpits. And they have birds on them. On this side they are freshwater birds and on the other side they are seawater birds. That's because the Victorians believed this is where the freshwater and the seawater mix. We now know that's not true. That happens about 9 miles upstream in Richmond. So, no waves at this one either, guys. This is Blackfriars Railway Station, the only railway station spanning the width of the Thames here in London. Entrances on either side. So back to St Paul's on your left then, guys. Notice there are no tall buildings around the dome there. They're all further down the river there, and that's because we have an ancient law here in London that says the dome must be visible from 8 viewpoints across the city. Some of them are quite far away. Now, City of London School there, the red brick building. Look in the middle, you'll see the glass atrium preserving the sightline to the dome. Now, any Harry Potter fans on board? Yeah, right. Daniel Radcliffe went to that school before he became Harry Potter. And do you recognise the next bridge? Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, Voldemort's Death Eaters, attacked and destroyed it. It was also attacked and destroyed in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and again in London Has Fallen. Don't know why Hollywood liked destroying this bridge, but guys, this is the Millennium Bridge. Us Londoners call it the Wobbly Bridge. Now I'll tell you why we call it the Wobbly Bridge on the way back. But yeah, cheer and wave at this one, guys. They're waving at you already, but you've got to cheer at them, guys. Make their day. They enjoy their 5 minutes of fame. It's a popular bridge, guys, because on the left it leads to St Paul's, and on the right-hand side it leads you to the Tate Modern Art Gallery. So, guys, on your right you can see a white building with a thatched roof. That is the Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. Actually, it's not really, it's actually a replica, completed in 1997, created by US director Sam Wanamaker. Now, the original stood further down the river on the right-hand side until it burnt down during a production of Henry VIII. Somebody thought it would be a great idea to put a live cannon inside it and fire it off to create the sound of thunder. Yeah, sparks from the cannon set fire to the thatch roof. You could say it literally brought the house down. Now, all thatch was banned in London after the Great Fire of 1666, so Sam Wanamaker got special permission for that thatch roof. It's the only one you'll see in London, and of course it's fireproof. Well worth checking out the globe, guys. It is an exact replica. You just want to check the weather before you go, because that, as a replica, it means it is open air, standing room only. So if you go in there to see a Shakespeare play, you wouldn't want to go on a cold, wet, rainy day. Any of you Shakespeare fans will know Bill Shakespeare boys. It could be quite uncomfortable if the weather's not good. So Southwark Bridge coming up, guys. Now this is often known as the lonely bridge in London because it has the lowest footfall of all the bridges, because only us Londoners know how to find it. So it's quite a secret. We don't want everyone like clogging up our bridge. So that's why there's not really anyone up there to wave at. And if they are anyone up there, they're Londoners, they won't wave back. So guys, no tour of London is complete without a pub, a riverside pub. One of the oldest ones here on the river, the Anchor Tavern on your right hand side. There's been various alehouses on that site for around about 700 years. And in that time, many famous people have drunk there, including Charles Dickens the novelist, Samuel Johnson, who wrote the first proper English dictionary, and the famous diarist Samuel Pepys. He sat there drinking and writing in his diary while London burnt down on the other side. People say Shakespeare drank there. I don't know if he did or not. He couldn't have drunk there for long though, could he? Because he was barred, wasn't he? So, they don't get any better, darling. But thank you for listening. So, Cannon Street Railway Bridge, guys. Nothing exciting about this one. So, get your cameras ready, guys. You've got to be quick for this one. There is a golden orb on top of a column. That is the monument. So, Christopher Wren's first design. It's on the left-hand side of the river. Yep. That was a place for Londoners to go to watch their city being rebuilt around them. You can still go up there, guys. It's the world's tallest freestanding column. But just be warned, you pay about £5 or £6. If you make it to the top, you get a certificate, because it's 311 steps and no lift. But some nice views to be had from up there, even though it is surrounded by skyscrapers. Now get your cameras ready for the right-hand side, guys. Between the buildings behind the tree, the cathedral, one of the oldest Gothic churches here in London, became a cathedral in the early 20th century. John Harvard of Harvard University fame, he was christened in there. He was an Englishman, lived in that area for many, many years. William Shakespeare was at his christening. William's brother Edmund is buried in there. It is a really historic cathedral, guys, well worth checking out. Hi up there, guys. Now, as we go into this bridge, left, this poor bridge has to tell you its name. On the left-hand side, guys. Yeah, London Bridge. Now, if you thought that the fancy was London Bridge, it's Tower Bridge. You're not alone, don't be embarrassed. If you Google London Bridge, it shows you pictures of Tower Bridge. But more about both those bridges, guys, coming up, because now on your right-hand side, you have got the tallest skyscraper in Western Europe, the Shard of Glass. Now that is built as high as UK aviation laws will allow. Any higher than that, and it would interfere with air traffic here in London. Home to shops, offices, expensive apartments, an expensive observation deck at the top. And on the way back, I'm going to tell you about a free observation deck. Also at the bottom of the Shard, you've got London Bridge railway station. So guys, a bit hard to spot on your right-hand side at the front there, in full Arctic camouflage, an 11,500 ton battle cruiser, the HMS Belfast, built in the same dockyard as the Titanic. But boy, what a history she's got. During World War II, she helped to sink Hitler's favourite warship, the Scharnhorst. She also fired the first shots in the Normandy D-Day landings at Juno Beach. And luckily for us, after active service in the Korean War, when the government was going to scrap her, the Imperial War Museum stepped in and bought her for £1. That's right, what a bargain. We reckon there was a sale on. So she now sits here on the river as an extremely popular tourist attraction and floating naval museum. Those guns at the front, guys, they are fully loaded. They fire a distance of 12 miles. They are currently aimed at a service station on the M1 motorway. Don't know why, but it's true. And those of you that are not from England, the M1 is the major road between London and up north. I'm not aware that we're at war with them yet, but who knows. So, on your left-hand side, guys, behind the trees, you have got your first shots there of the Tower of London. So on your left-hand side, the 4 turrets with the flagpole, that forms the White Tower. That was built by William the Conqueror shortly after he conquered England in 1066. The rest of the tower completed under William II around 100. Now guys, I'm going to totally focus on Tower Bridge now. Just a gentle reminder on the upper deck, please remain in your seats for taking pictures. You have got lots of photo opportunities here, guys, so please sit down and just grab your photos as they come along. So, Tower Bridge is not as old as you might think. It's a Victorian bridge designed by Sir Horace Jones and completed